Again, you can find holes to poke in, things that are happening this season and the negatives. You can look at those, or you can look at the positives, which is for me, what I'm looking at and what I'm feeling. That's our third positive result in a row. That's a very good team we're playing. Obviously the best team in league history last year. I don't care that they've started slow. It's the same roster. Very good players. And, we caught them on the upswing too, because they started to get going. They got a good result last game and they're at home, and, they're a handful, that team. And I think for us to come here and get a result is a real positive. And back to your point, we did it with a lot of adversity. Obviously, Steven out, Marlon's in, we prep all week, and then in the warm-up, he's out. So we got a Band-Aid our right back with Derrick Etienne, and he gets 2 assists on the day. And then obviously Eric Hurtado coming into the game. I think New England thought the game was done, and I think our mentality to keep fighting and for a guy like Eric to come in the game and, to score that goal for us, it says everything about our team, our locker room, the fight that we have, the mentality that we have. And, we've played 5 road games and we've got 4 draws. So yeah, we haven't gotten the win, but we've been excellent on the road. We keep getting points. We keep momentum forward, and, we'll take this result.
Thank you, Caleb. Next, we'll go to Jacob Myers, followed by Thomas Costello. Go ahead, Jacob.
Caleb, what happened to Marlon in warmups?
Yeah, no idea. Weird. Felt a tight hamstring. So said he couldn't go. And, that's rarely happened. I've not had that happen. Actually, I don't think I've ever had that happen to any team, with any team I've had, to lose a guy in warmups. So now obviously you have to shift, make a quick decision what we're doing. Obviously it's not like you're losing your 1 guy, you're losing your 2 guys. So now who's your 3? And we had discussed, if Marlon, had to come out, who would go in. And, Derrick's played a little bit at right back. So he's a good defender. It's pretty natural for him. Obviously both goals did come down that side. So we have to look at the goals that were scored. Both goals were patterns of play that we've seen. So there was no surprise on that, with Gil obviously coming deep and springing. I think it was Jones in for a cross, back post. And then obviously the Buxa one is their bread and butter. So got to look at those, do a bit better. But again, we'll take the result. We'll take the draw. We'll take the point. This is a very good team we're playing. And I think we continue to build confidence, and momentum.
In that 15-minute period where you allowed goals, you really didn't allow any chances before those moments. Wondering just what did you feel? What did you kind of see in those moments? And then secondly, for Eric Hurtado to be the guy to score, does that kind of even give more confidence, given this is a guy who doesn't get in a ton and obviously has kind of put in a ton of effort to be in the spot?
Yeah, I thought the goals kind of came a little bit by surprise. I didn't think we gave up much at all in the first half. Scored a great goal. But you'd say that first half is very similar to what you've seen in the last several games. We were really organized. They couldn't break us down, and we had our moments to create, some chances. We scored the goal, and I thought second half started exactly like the first half, and they're struggling. They're passing the ball around a lot, but not really breaking us down. And Carl Hill that's why he's the MVP last year. I mean, the guy out of nothing. I mean, he gets the ball 40 yards from goal, kind of skates, one of our midfielders, Artie, and then literally final balls. I mean, we talked about that all week with Hill. His final passing. He's lethal, and with a unbelievable 30-yard final pass, he springs in. again, I think it was Jones. Maybe it was Boateng, but they're in behind us. Still think we had numbers in there, and we fell asleep a little bit at the back post. So that one came out of nowhere. I didn't think they were getting sustained pressure, a lot of chances, but I think they pulled off a play to the hill. So credit to them, and then from there it was it was similar in some ways. They got on behind us again on that right side. So obviously we got to look at that, and then Buxa was in between Jonah and Josh for that, and that's where he preys on defenders. I thought Josh and Jonah did a really good job on him all game, but he had that one moment, and that's all it takes with a player like him. He's probably the best number 9, I think, in the box off crosses, and we contained him pretty well, but he certainly got us on that one. But I think again, our mentality to keep fighting and come back and get that draw, it's not easy to do on the road, and we've done that now twice. And I'll say it again, we've got 4 draws out of 5, and the one we lost was a 1-0 to Philly. So we're playing good teams, and I'm pleased with the result. I really am.
Thank you, Gil. Next, we'll go to Thomas Costello, followed by Tyler Fisher.
Thanks for the time, Coach. Appreciate it. Miguel, starting that, you got that back heel goal in the 27th minute. First question, what did that do for his kind of confidence getting that goal? And then also bringing in Lucas at the half for 45 minutes for Miguel. Was that decision already planned out? Any more difficult with Miguel scoring that first goal? And kind of walk through that change.
Yeah, great for Miguel to get that goal. Obviously, it'd been maybe 6-7 games since he had scored, since the first game of the year, maybe 8. So he's been working hard. His attitude's been great. And, I think he was rewarded for, all his work. So that was great to see. And we kind of felt like we wanted to have a bit more possession. We felt like through Lucas, we'd find some more combinations. And, I thought we did at first in the early part. We were getting some counterattacks. He was squirming out of things like he does. It's, in that 4-3-3 that becomes a 4-5-1, it's a lot of work for the number 9 to have to cover ground. So we kind of always planned to just swap those 2 at halftime, knowing that Lucas couldn't start, but that it could go 45 minutes. So for me, bringing on, one of your best players, your designated player up top to create some problems, that didn't change with Miguel scoring.
And he had a few challenges against him in that second half, some without whistle, but he got hit a few times in that second half. How is first instance, how is he feeling after the match with playing the 45?
Yeah, good. I think again, it's not his ideal role, but we're trying to manage obviously the striker position, knowing we're going to be adding a striker, but not for several months. So with our midfield playing so well, with our back 4, obviously that was something we did late in the game, the game prior, and this was the plan to kind of see how that looked again in that second half, knowing that he could only play 45 minutes at the most. So I think we're going to continue to manage that position however we need to until we get our striker.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Tyler Fisher, and the final question will be Jacob Myers. Go ahead, Tyler.
Coach, we saw Artie kind of go down a little bit. Trainer's working on his knee. I saw Josh getting worked on, looked like a cramp. How much of an impact does turf have on the guy's legs as opposed to, say, playing on grass?
Yeah, it's not ideal, and it's not good turf. This is football turf, and it's not a great surface. To play on. It's not easy on the body. It's not easy on the joints. I don't know how teams like New England do it, playing all year. Seattle is the same. These are football stadiums. They're not, in terms of the turf, they're made for football, not soccer. So it's tough, but everybody's okay. Obviously Marlon's the one we got to evaluate, but Artie will be fine. He's a warrior.
Thank you, Caleb. Our final question will go to Jacob.
Caleb, just on those 2 goals, kind of in the same spots with Miguel and Eric, it kind of looked like those were the plays you were talking about at the hunger in front of goal. Is that accurate? It just looked like they kind of attacked the spot.
Yeah, again, it's a day where we don't get a clean sheet, but we score 2 goals. So I think that's a real positive. We're scoring goals. You look at the last 2 games, that's 5 goals. So we're getting our attack going again. That's a real positive that can't get lost on anyone, certainly not on me. There are going to be games where we give up goals, but I like that we're scoring. And, today, we executed really well on some of those crosses in the final third, and an excellent run by Miguel and Eric Hurtado. Eric Hurtado's run it's a very good run. We're real happy for him because that's why we have these guys. We don't have anybody on our teams who, just because we want them on the team. We have them on the team to play. And, sometimes there's guys in front of guys. And in this case, knowing we're a striker down, we have a striker coming, he's going to have to play some minutes up there. And I think he certainly made a case for himself to play more.
Thank you. I'm just going to conclude today's media availability with head coach Caleb Porter. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks
Take care.
so much.
Yep. See
Travel
ya.
safe.
Yep.